We'll see what Nice LV can do. Oh, and that is that curb, which can spit you out the wrong way. And that is not going to have helped Nice LV, who now makes his way to probably finish qualifying now. No battery really remaining. Last corner, DRS, jagged steering, over the grass, across the line, 20th place. What Nice LV, can't quite beat the clutch. RFC Riley goes quickest right at the end of Q1. We've got Juicy there just starting a lap. Anyone else finishing a lap? Jonathan is not at the moment. Clutch is. And there is Sunshine. Sunshine just crossed the line. 11th place, and Clutch has spun the car as the Racing Bulls there of Senior Ghosts goes through. So just as we're watching Clutch, mistake happens, and that is going to be qualifying over. What's Senior Ghosts doing? Senior Ghosts should be safe now because 3 drivers in the bottom 5 have already completed their lap. Only 2 more drivers can improve. Senior Ghosts goes quickest to knock RFC Riley down to 2nd, and now who is still finishing a lap is Nice LV on a lap. Nice LV doesn't look to have found it. Doctor into the pit lane. There is Clutch, who did make that mistake, who will not be making it surely. As Juicy crosses the line, goes into 12th place. RFC Riley just crosses the line again, and we end Q1. So, we lose the Williams of Pastry, Haas of Will lose, the Alpine of Jonathan, the Alpine of Clutch, and the Sauber of Nice LV. As Doctor does find time again and is 0.8 off the time from Danny, so that is good enough to be in the ballpark, as I believe Harv just moved into 3rd place. So that pushes Hukid out of the top 10. What can Doctor do? Doctor across the line, only into 13th, as Senor Ghost just starts a lap behind. What's Statlev doing? Statlev only into 7th place. Next driver is Riley. Riley across the line, doesn't find the time as Harley, and now Hukid crosses the line to set the fastest time and gets himself out of trouble. Lowell moves into 6th. Then it's Eagle, next one, only 13th, so doesn't make it. It seems like Sunshine is out at the final turn. Not quite sure what that's about. Harv not improving as he's already done his lap. What about Juicy has invalidated. Senor Ghosts wants to reaffirm his position, but doesn't need to, I don't think, because Doctor is not on a push lap, and Juicy, the Apple Saft man, has invalidated, but Senor Ghosts will still want to finish this probably. Senor Ghosts into 8th place, and Harley just about makes it through into the next part of qualifying. So that is it for Q2. We have lost the Williams of Juicy, the Haas of Doctor, Eagle in the Sauber, Sunshine in the RB Racing Bulls, and RFC Riley, who did briefly set the fastest time in Q1, but now finds himself out in Q2. 11 and 12 and 13, an important exit now. Uses the curb. Hukid slightly quicker in the middle sector. Daniel Lorente sets the quickest time. Harley is the next one. Harley in the second. And Hukid cannot beat Harley. then Arweb, and then Sean. Arweb into second, Sean the slowest of all so far in fifth. Then comes Unknown in ninth place currently, as he hasn't done a lap, and moves into fourth. Very tight between Arweb and Hookid. Lol moves into sixth. Then Harv, the next one. Harv moves into second place, so moves on to the front row. Statlev and send your ghost wheel to wheel on the main straight. Statlev in eighth. Send your ghosts. 6 turns down on Dan Llorente. Turn 11 and 12. Don't dip a tire in the gravel. Slightly wide off the line we saw before, but each driver might have slightly varied lines. Senor probably looking to try and get within the region of Lol here, and just behind Lol after the first run. Harv only 26 thousandths ahead, but about 2.5 tenths down on Dan Llorente first sector, 48 thousandths down on his previous best, and he spins into turn 8. And that is not going to be doing his tyres any good there. And that is the lap gone to begin what might be a final lap in qualifying. Yellow flag. I'm not entirely sure what that was about. Sean, okay. Statlev through turn 3. Traffic now from the pit lane, but that is Sean ahead, who's also on a hot lap. Turn 7, keeps it flat. Turn 8, don't get over onto those curbs because that is not the optimum line. Turn 10, get the power down. Is getting particularly close here to Sean, but should be okay for now. And he's about 3.8 tenths off Daniel Llorente's time, which will put him having roughly in that fight between second and fourth. If we can keep this going, now we'll get a lovely slipstream down the pit straight, and only moves just behind that little gaggle which I was just saying. So not ideal. And Arweb a little bit greedy on the throttle maybe, or just a little bit of a lack of rear grip as he exited turn 12, and now up to the line for Arweb. And Arweb improves by 17 thousandths, stays in third as Harley goes into second. Sean is pitting behind, also Statlev pitting. Send your ghosts to make it to the line, and send your ghosts to send your ghost doesn't make an improvement. Lol into second onto the front row as Harv now goes onto the front row for Mercedes. There is Hookid finding small margins in both of the first two sectors and goes onto the front row. What's Danny doing? Danny finding about 1.5 tenths through the first two sectors. Danny goes onto the front row. Daniel Llorente to cross the line and set the benchmark and the quickest time we've seen to take pole position once again. I believe that might be the 5th pole position in 7 races. That is an incredible record, but he's got to turn it into performances in the race now. So Daniel Llorente, by the smallest of margins, takes pole position. His lap 4 would have been good enough, but a small improvement of 9 thousandths on that last run just ensured it. Who could thought he got it? Didn't in the end, as Danny pipped him.